Hello, this is Lisa Russick.
And Misty Lord.
And Frank with the podcast We're All Psychic. It's a snow day. Snow day.
Yay,
Happy
sir.
about it, listeners and watchers. This is a video podcast with me and Misty. Misty, would you like to answer the question, do you think we're all psychic?
Why, Lisa, yes, I do.
Yeah, well, does Frank? Frank, do you think
Frank, do you think we're all psychic?
Oh, that's a yes. One lick.
That's a big yes.
Definitely a yes.
That was a big lick. Yeah,
So,
I think he agrees.
listeners, if you're not watching, she got one lick, big lick on the nose. And she was getting a lot of licks in the beginning. That's why we were like, we're just listening.
Yep.
Frank is, if you do not know, a wiener dog. So whenever Misty refers to her wieners, it's usually Frank and the other two dogs.
Princess.
And
Or little dog.
my favorite. Frank the best. Frank doesn't like that. Frank doesn't like that. So I still think we're all psychic. Today, listeners, I just had this idea yesterday, and Misty and I had all these podcasts this week planned. And I got sick two of the days. One day we got the times wrong, and one day somebody just didn't show up. So we had no podcast. I did one by myself. And now we're doing one on Snow Day. It's Friday. It's Friday the 10th.
11th.
2025. 2025, 10, 5. Five's on both hands.
5-10. Yay.
And I was listening to Misty Interview number 1 because in our little podcast statistics on Spotify, it says that's one of the most listened to episodes, Misty number 1. So that was the very first interview where I had Misty on the show in 2020 in the summer.
Wow.
I think
that's crazy.
On that was July something. I'll look it up while we introduce the show. I'll look it up while you talk at some. But it was in 2020. I think it was July. And it was summer. We were kind of making this for anyone who just hopped back to that one. I'm going to put a little note at the end of that one that this one exists. I'll put it in the notes.
Yes.
And you can come back and catch up and see what Misty has happened. What Misty has happened. What Misty has happened. Misty has happened. I haven't talked.
She's happened.
I can't word. The snow day made me not be able to talk. I did play in the snow today. And Misty's going to play later with her daughter when she gets up. She got her snow day. She's sleeping.
She's lazy.
Yeah, we have a lot of snow fires out west right now. And there's fear, guys. My brother's out there, and I just saw some guy on TikTok.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's a guy on TikTok. I can't remember who it was, but I was just flipping through, and he was showing the fires. He's down in LA, and he's saying their news was telling them that the fire was burning at the speed of 5 football fields a minute. So that's a lot. That's really fast for spreading, Oh, did you freeze again, Misty? Hey, listeners and watchers, guess what? It's a different day. It is now January 11th. And our little recording, very little 3-minute recording that worked yesterday, it kind of broke up. We tried to keep recording the podcast on Snow Day. But Snow Day interrupted our internet connection. And did you play with water in the snow, Misty? Did you?
No.
No. Oh.
I get to play in the snow. I'm very disappointed.
Well, that sucks. I'm going to play in it maybe a little later. I don't know. I kind of played in it a little bit yesterday. It's kind of icy. It was really powdery yesterday. So listeners and watchers, we had our little boo-boo yesterday, or the internet said snow. And so we're back to talk about Misty and what she's been up to since Misty number 1 interview, August 1st, 2020. August 1st, 2020 was the first day I interviewed you. It was the first day you were on the podcast, and then you were on a podcast after that, and then one after that, and then one after that, and then that, and then one after that. Keep going. I'm not going to do that to you guys. So one of the things I was listening back to Misty number 1, one of the things that really stood out to me for you, Misty, was that where you are now. Now, this is for listeners who maybe haven't listened to a lot of the podcasts, and you listen to Misty number 1 and you just don't know, you're getting into this, trying to see if you like it. Where'd she come from? Who's she about? And we're going to catch you up if you listen to Misty number 1, maybe a few others, something like that, and find out what Misty's been doing since that interview. And if I said that in the first 3 minutes, I'm sorry, I had to say it again because I'm forgetful, even though we just watched it, the recap. So, or just the clip that worked. So Misty, when you talked about in that podcast, something that really fascinated me is that you talked about children a lot. and
Yes.
about their abilities and all the dreams and so all the things kids do that we all do because we're all psychic. And she was in that she describes all kinds of things that psychic children, supposedly psychic children, but they're all children. She said, do this too. She knows someone who has had a child, if you listen to that one, who was exhibiting psychic behavior in that podcast. She talked about that. She talked about a lot of things with children. And now in 2025, what's your plan, Misty?
Well, I want to work with children. I want to work with their psychic abilities and help them enhance their psychic abilities. I think that we all have it so strongly at such a young age, and then we start to grow out of it a little bit the older that we get because of society. And I think that if we start them young, I think they have a better chance of living a more successful life.
I think you're right. Happier, at least. They start examining themselves. They can find ways to find peace within without having to go, which is what I did. Or just like,
right.
Don't tell anybody your feelings. Because our society doesn't like feelings. Except
I started reading this book right here.
Listeners, this is cool. I'm going to get this book too. And what's it called? She's showing it, watchers.
I'm showing it. Can you read it?
Yeah, for the listeners, it says The Convoluted Universe, Book 1. It has a human head with little dots. And it's by
Dolores Cannon.
Okay. So tell us about that book.
Well, it's funny that we're going back full circle because the first book I ever talked about was Journey of Souls. Both of us reading that.
We got big into that in the first season together.
Yes, that was like our book. Well, this is not a sequel, but this guy interviewed a lot of people that had alien experiences, and he was also a hypnotist. And he discovered that a lot of people were talking about what happened after you died while they were under hypnosis.
Just like with Journey of Souls, with Journey
of Souls, just a different guy, same scenario. Very, very interesting. But the funny part about it is I haven't read the whole book yet. I'm halfway through. Terry actually gave it to me. We all know Terry from some of our interviews.
Cat love.
And she suggested I read it. But they really talk about how back in Atlantis days, like when humans were first created, they used their psychic abilities with everything they did.
Yeah.
They didn't have as far as the pyramids that were built, those were all built with our psychic abilities.
I believe that.
By using like and light. They used a lot of crystals. And they use that for everything. For their nighttime lights, they use crystals. They poured that energy out and used the crystal energy to light their houses. But my point is everything that they did required using your psychic abilities.
Yeah.
And gosh, we have come so far away from that.
We really have, Misty. Yeah.
We need to get back to
Western
that.
society has. Western society. Eastern society, from
definitely.
what I can tell, always kind of had that spiritual aspect of bettering yourself.
Yes, there are some that's still practiced. Yeah, but not around here. So that really got me thinking. I was like, we really need to get that word out. Everybody has it. Everybody can use it. We're all born with it. We just got to tap into it. And we all have that ability to do that.
And something that's interesting in that first interview, Misty number 1, you said, yes, we're all psychic. And you didn't sound as confident, but listen to you now.
Oh, yeah.
You've got all the info now. In that first interview, we hardly knew each other. And
I know, right?
You sound so cute when I'm listening to it. We're just like, well, hello, Misty. How are you? It's like so cute. But another thing that really stood out to me that you talked about was dreams. And then we did do a podcast after that about you talking about dreams. But you mentioned that quite a bit in Misty number 1. And listeners and watchers, if you remember that if you didn't listen to that, that's okay. We'll talk about it. She was basically always been a proponent of like psychic abilities always come through in dreams first, that we can remember when we're at that older age, right? And even when we're younger, if we can remember our dreams. But you had said something along the lines of everybody's had a visitation from, most people have had a visitation from someone who's passed away in their dreams, for example. I think you said something like that in that, or something along, yeah, everyone's dreams, or you said they have a dream and then it comes true somewhere, something like that too. And you still work in your dream world, right? 4 years later, 5 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got smarter about it though, and I actually have learned to ask my spirit guides and my angels to guide me into the right direction.
Yeah. How does that working for you? How has that helped?
Yeah, it's helped a lot, especially with the bad dreams.
Do you want to talk about the bad dreams and how it's helped?
Well, I'm not as scared as I used to be. I still have these dreams of this demon coming in and possessing people I love. And it's quite scary, but I've learned how to get the demon out in my dreams. It's crazy.
What do you do in your dreams? Do you remember how you get it out?
There's different ways. The last one, I just basically pulled him out.
Well, how?
You know,
like
I just
outside the house, like with your energy, capabilities.
Just sucked him out, and I've learned how to do that. Yeah, I've learned how to do that.
So you learned in your dream. Through dreaming, you've now learned how to pull negative out of people awake. Is that kind of what you're saying? Oh, she's freezing. She's freezing.
Take out. How to demon out. Yeah.
Misty? Okay, now you're frozen. Okay, you're getting there. We talk about demons and Misty froze. Well, that's exciting. Let's go find her. Okay, listeners and watchers. So we're back and Misty is here and the demons did not take her because she scared them away or she pulled the evil out of them. And now they're really happy little fairies.
I just said a little angel prayer.
Yes. And I'm going to ask Archangel Ariel and Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel, because he's a messenger, if they will please bless this podcast and keep it stable for the rest of the interview with Misty. Thank you, please. Thank you, please. I mean, please, thank you.
Thank you, please. Thank you.
Okay, so we asked, and we'll see if they help us out. They probably will, unless there's some other reason we should not do this podcast interview. The other thing I was talking about was how you were interested in dreams, and you just talked about where you are now with that. And then we were talking about our friendship, and so it's like it really evolved. I mean, we've come really far in 4 or 5 years, 4.5 years, getting to know each other. And
it's crazy.
When I met you, my best friend was April, and your best friend is still Tish. We've become really besties too, and we've been through the ups and downs of friendships. And we've been through all kinds of crazy stuff together with this podcast. I mean, some of the things we have experienced together, listeners and watchers, is like, unless you listen to the whole podcast,
couldn't make it up.
All 300, 400 episodes, I don't know how many episodes we have. We have been through a lot of really weird stuff. And Misty, what do you think the weirdest thing that's happened to you on this podcast, recording it in the last 4.5 years with me? What do you think?
The weirdest thing definitely is when I heard that demon
on the podcast, because we didn't talk about that in Misty number 1, and the podcast hadn't been.
No.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
Well, we were interviewing somebody. I don't even remember the interview. I remember all of a sudden I heard this demon in the background laughing and mocking you. It was mocking everything.
It was with Alana, wasn't it? Wasn't it with the interview with Alana? Because we asked her about it. Or Angelina, one of those two. Yeah, it was one of those.
I don't remember. You probably remember more than I do.
Yeah. Because I mixed it and I had trouble with it. Yeah.
That's when all the crazy shit started happening.
It was mocking me. It said it mocked you too. It was mocking everybody.
Yeah, it was mocking the whole podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. What, you remember anything now? It's so far back. But do you remember like what it was saying and stuff? Unless you don't want to repeat it, because that's sometimes repeating it people feel like it gives it power, you know?
It really wasn't saying anything. I just remember, I don't mind. It was just like an evil laugh, and it was just mocking. I don't
kind of silly mocking, or was it really
us.
Like just that kind of stuff? Or, I mean, because, like, for example, say someone gets really...
Well, at first it was a real loud... laugh.
Yeah.
And then the mocking started after that.
Your voice cut out right with the word before you said laugh.
Yeah.
What kind of laugh was it? We didn't hear it.
It was an evil laugh.
Evil. Okay. I've heard evil laughs. And that's what I was about to say. Some people who get really drunk and the spirits enter them, you hear those laughters, I've heard them.
Yeah, you do.
Heard them a lot recently.
Mm-hmm.
Not from me, but,
mm-hmm.
that's something that I have kind of grown to believe is that when people black out drunk, they have spirits enter them. I've just been around some people who black out in the last few years and they don't remember things and then they act differently. I don't think that's really them, not always, but sometimes they act like totally different people and they can do that evil laugh. And this is something very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You brought this up, Misty, because all my life I have had a situation where people get really drunk and they do this very specific laugh. The first time, it's always been there, but the first time I noticed it because it was so excessive was with Roxanne. And she was a friend of mine in Phoenix who was psychic. And she was the first one. I talked about it in the podcast, but basically to wrap it up make a long story short, we took a drive from a restaurant to a friend's house and she just lost her mind. And she pulled into oncoming traffic and she kept going. Now that laugh, that's not exactly, it's like, and that laugh has followed me with drunk people. Don't know why. The same exact laugh. Just did it recently.
That's crazy.
It's really weird. And it's, I don't know what that is, but it's a laugh and it's an evil laugh. And it's coming out of people, but I remember it coming out of me at some point, but I don't know when. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll do it just subconsciously because I'm remembering it and it's just like there for a joke or something. I use that voice as a mocking punchline, like that laugh, not really.
Right. Mocking. Yeah.
It's a mocking laugh.
Yes.
And
yes.
I don't know what that is, but everybody I've ever known has done that to me at some point. Not you.
That's crazy.
But almost everybody I've known when they blacked out drunk. You've never blacked out drunk around me. or do you? Or have you? Ooh, I love that. Ooh, girl. That's right. I like that lighting. That was a really weird thing that's followed me all my life. And that mocking is something that, so yeah, I don't know. No one likes being mocked or laughed at or made fun of course. And for you to have heard that, and none of us, the listeners, none of us heard it, but she heard it and she asked us to stop it. Stop the podcast, and we stopped it, and then you told us that, and then we continued it or something. I can't remember.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it hasn't ever come back, has it?
No. Not on the podcast.
Not on the podcast, but other times it has.
Yeah.
When has that happened?
When it started.
Has it stopped altogether yet, or is it still coming sometimes?
I still have the dreams, but like I said, I'm able to control them now.
What do you think it's about?
I think it's about the curse.
And now you can listen to Missy's story. That's a podcast that she tells about the curse.
Yeah. I think that's what it's mainly about.
It seems like that curse still lingers, doesn't it? At times.
I think I've gotten rid of it, but I think that there's other entities that don't like it.
Or maybe there's just energies still stuck.
Yeah, there's still a lot of negativity around it.
Yeah. It's interesting.
But they don't like it because I'm such a happy-go-lucky kind of person.
You are so. And I know that you often have a very bored facial expression on the podcast. But I knew her. She's hysterical. She really was one of the funniest people I ever met. But you have that deadpan when you do it, and it's just
straight face.
A straight face. I can't keep a straight face worth anything.
It's fun.
So anyone who has come back to this podcast, Misty Interview, we'll call it something that will be extremely referential to the Misty #1 interview. But if you have any questions for Misty, please leave your questions in the comments of this podcast. I don't know. I know Spotify has comments, and we have the video on Spotify. So if you go there, you can see her beautiful dog licking her face yesterday. And Misty, you've been in this podcast forever. What was other than that? What was a good experience you had on the podcast?
Oh gosh, there's so many.
So many good.
That's a really hard question.
Mm-hmm.
We've done so many that I can't,
I know.
I can't just put my finger on one of them. They're all like
Do
my
any
babies.
pop into your head by any chance, or?
No, it's just like my kids. I can't pick one favorite.
You have 500 podcast kids.
Yes, I have 500 podcast babies.
Podcast babies.
And there's not one favorite.
I can't think of a favorite either. I love every single one of them. I want Akasha to come back soon, though. I've been asking her, but we almost did one time, but something happened and we couldn't do it. I can't remember why. But listeners and watchers, we're going to get her, and we're going to have a really great magic podcast with Akasha when she comes back.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I think it sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
And Misty, lastly, I would like to thank you for always being there.
Thank you, Lisa.
And when you struggle to get there, I know you do sometimes, so thank you. And I do want to thank our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app and website where you can get advice from psychics and empaths to get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And it's you deserve it, Misty. Do you deserve it? I deserve it.
You deserve it too. We're all deserved of it.
They're an app and they're a website, everclear.com. And I am Lisa P. at Advisor on there, LEESA, letter P. And lastly, Misty, I want to ask you to kind of off the fly, what would you like to say to the listeners? It doesn't have to be advice. Just what do you want to say to them after listening to you for 4 years?
I'd like to go back to where I started from and say that we all need to start using our psychic abilities more and really tune into ourselves in order to create a better person out of ourselves and for other people.
That was beautiful, but you cut out. Can I get you to say that again?
Okay. I said that listeners really need to tune into their psychic abilities and really tap into that in order to know themselves better and others.
Yes.
To create a better earth and better universe.
It's beautiful. I couldn't say it better. No, nobody can say it better than you, Misty. And thank you so much. And listeners and watchers, we love you.
We do.
I throw roses at you, Misty, for being a wonderful co-host. And thank you so much, listeners and watchers. We love you. Out on a snow day. Have a great time. And Misty's frozen again. Of course she is. Love you, listeners. Bye.